Hello everybody, welcome back to another one of my Baddies West reviews. We are at episode 5. You guys know me, I like to just jump right into my review, so let's get started. This episode starts off with Razor and Scotty, and they're still going back and forth, still having this same conversation that we've been having for an entire last episode, and now continuing on into this episode. I feel like the argument is just extremely boring and overly dragged out, but I do want to say I don't feel like Razor needs to give an explanation if she wants to let Krishan and Lo touch her and not Scotty. I feel like that's Razor's choice. If she tells Scotty that she doesn't want her to touch her, but it's okay if Lo touches her, that's completely up to Razor. But long story short, they decide to dead the drama and they move past it. I feel like neither one of them were 100% over it, but that's just my opinion. The next scene we see is that same night, and Natalie is talking to Tommie, and she tries to see if she can get Tommie and Stunna Girl on the same page. Tommie and Natalie end up calling Stunna Girl on the phone, and they set up a conversation between the two of them. Stunna Girl and Kat then pull up to the house for the conversation with Natalie and Kat mediating. Tommie right off of the bat says that she never had a problem with Stunna Girl because she didn't even know who she was. And Stunna Girl says that she didn't really have an issue with Tommie either, but her issue came when Tommie threw a drink at her when she was about to fight Suki. And Tommie honestly denied ever even doing that, but Zeus ends up doing the replay and you can clearly see Tommie throwing a drink. However, neither one of them were really backing down, and then they were throwing insults at each other, saying they already beat each other up. Stunna Girl calls Tommie a dope fiend, as well as she says that Tommie is a grandma and a child beater. Now, I didn't really care for their argument, but out of the whole thing, Tommie defending putting her daughter in the locker was just disgusting, but that's per usual. The conversation pretty much ends up with them still beefing and everybody just ends up going out. And then we also see the girls' new confessional looks, and I will say I really liked everybody's new confessional looks. I liked Biggie's a lot, but the girls end up getting to the club. We see them turning up and then they get ready for their performances. Rolly ends up going first, and I did really like her pronunciation and I felt like she did a good job. After Rolly, we see Stunna Girl performing her song. I don't know, I personally didn't really like the childish voice, and it's just not something I listen to, but to each their own. After Stunna Girl, Tommie then performs, and I feel like the crowd liked her a bit, and a lot of people came up on stage for her. However, there was this problem with Tommie that she wanted to close out the show, but it's not really a big of a deal, so we're gonna move on. Krishan goes, and then she performs her terrible song. I'm not even gonna entertain that, so let's move on. But after all the girls who said they were going to perform, Lo gets up there and she performs her song, which to be honest, I did really like that she was ready to go and ready to perform, and she had the confidence considering she wasn't on the lineup. So I definitely like Lo's energy for that because she wasn't bitter at all. She was just having fun and performing her song. But afterwards, the girls leave and get back on the bus, which is pretty much where the episode ends. And then we get the previews for next week, which next week does look extremely boring as well. I don't know, I just feel like each episode is pretty upsetting because the whole season is very weak, if I'm being honest. Even watching the episode for this review is kind of difficult, and I noticed myself doing a lot of other things but watching the episode because of how boring it was. So far, my favorites of the season are Lo and Kat, but I want to know how you guys feel about the episode and the season so far down below. There wasn't really that much to talk about this episode, but let me know in your guys' opinion who had the best performance. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.